'Twas the night before Christmas in the great frozen north, when a certain young Viking came stumbling forth. As a Viking's wont to do on any festive occasion, this one had drinks of an alcoholic persuasion. He knocked back what he found, not caring what was in it. He drained a dozen kegs in the last 30 minutes. He fiddled with the key and soon opened the door, and predictably enough, he fell to the floor. Viking gurgled and belched and rose up with a wobble and head to his living room with a slow drunken hobble. His whole body was numb thanks to Norseman's tradition, so he collapsed on the couch in a rather awkward position. His mind was still sluggish and rattled from partyin', but yet he still saw the words Immortal Guardian. A new demo was nestled quite snug in the tree, in just the right place for a Viking to see. He picked up the disc and began checking for a tag to see who had given him this wicked metal swag. But he did not see a name, nor any additional script. Well, my goodness gracious, it must be from St. Nick. Viking knew at that moment what it was he should do. Would you shut the hell up? I've got shit to review. Well, I guess you greedy little piglets weren't satisfied with Powerwolf. Your gluttonous swine bellies were not filled on their no-brainer pants-stainer brand of Christian-themed heavy metal. Well, fine, here you go. Time for divine double dosage. Time for Immortal Guardian. Let's shred this pig. If you guys ever wanted some thoughtfully made, intricate shredding with some light Abrahamic influence, these guys have got you covered. Immortal Guardian doesn't play simple, catchy little throwaway tunes like some other bands. They play complicated and soaring messianic metal masterpieces. They play it technical and extreme. Techstream! Which works doubly well because they're also from San Antonio, Texas. And they also like Tex-Mex and texting. Okay, that was dumb. I apologize. But these guys are seriously righteous. They live, breathe, eat, sleep, and defecate face-melting solos. They play guitar passages of such heat and intensity that it makes the Ark of the Covenant look like a tanning bed. Let's experiment. Oh, so awesome! Now ain't that just a beauty? And somehow, I found him. Virtually no presence in the public consciousness outside of the local San Antonio metalldom. And I found him. Good work, me. These guys are greener than the grass on the other side of the fence. If it were hopelessly irradiated. And tended to by the Grinch. They're pretty new to the party is what I'm saying. They've been around for only a couple years, and they have a couple demos and a couple tours under their belts. No music videos, no full albums, not even an EP. These guys are straight out of the bag fresh. Hell, they only have like 7 songs. By the end of this review, you will have listened to pretty much their whole discography. And, as such, they were a little tricky to do research for. But, I'll tell you what I can, given what very little I could find. You guys better appreciate the work I do for you. It is not easy watching videos and listening to music all day. It takes a lot of time out of my busy sex and video game schedule. Oh, speaking of. Where was I? They formed in 2008 in Harlingen, Texas. Born of a union between 2 pairs of sweet bros. One, the devastating duo of Gabriel and Cody. The other, the twin terrorizers Wesley and Levi. And that's pretty much all I know, I'm sorry. There would be a couple lineup changes, including that of dear Levi, who left for career reasons. But I'm not sure. I have a theory that these guys were actually given the axe for not having cool enough names. Yeah, Michael Vidal, Levi Lumbreras, I'm sorry, but this guy just has the best name, you know? We can't pass him by. Gyro Alejo, you're in. Oh, and Daniel Chapa, my good chap. Do you really think you can stack up to Foster Minor? Foster Minor! His name sounds like a constellation. This bass player's a goddamn celestial phenomenon, man. So pack your bags and make way for the Starman. Okay, that's an exaggeration of things that never happened, but cool names seem to be a recurring thing in this band, like Gabriel Guardiola, Cody Gilligan, and Wesley McCool. Wesley McCool! Are you kidding me? It's so ridiculous that it has to be real. I wonder if he's bros with Finn McCool. That'd be sweet. Hell, even the band name itself was chosen by the members based on how cool it sounded. They pretty much just mixed and matched a whole bunch of cool words to see what would happen. Okay, enough about the stupid names. Back to more substantial things. Gabriel himself pretty much described Immortal Guardian like this.
It's a nice little mix. It's like Dragon Force, Children of Bottom had a baby. A really fucked up, ugly baby that could shred, and I don't know, it's the best way I could explain it, I guess.
What a very articulate young man he is. It's a pretty appropriate simile, actually. All three bands have a shared focus on speed and keyboard canoodling. I mean, say what you will about Bodum and Force, but Lee and Leho can shred like Steve Buscemi in a wood chipper, and Immortal Guardian does just the same. However, the biggest difference between Bodum Force and Immortal Guardian is that Guardian isn't annoyingly overexposed. Immortal Guardian is new, talented, and refreshingly obscure. You're welcome, hipsters. But despite being so new and unknown, they're already getting some attention, going on tours with Symphony X and receiving ass-kicking accolades from Power Glove and Blackguard. Fucking A, I love those guys.
Nah, Immortal Guardian, man, those guys.
There's only one band that ever mattered in this world, and that's Immortal Guardian.
They're the shit. Keep your eyes open for them. Believe it.
Tonight I had a blast with that band, man. That was crazy.
Everyone is going crazy. People are raising their hands into the sky to show their appreciation. It's a beautiful thing.
Can you believe these suckers aren't signed? 'Cause they're not. They got a guitarist that plays like this, who also does keyboards, and they got a drummer that drums like this. And somehow they're not signed. But this fucker is.
But I'ma be under the mistletoe.
God damn it, American culture. Stop killing yourself. You're making Great Britain cry. Making it cry for its dying child. Ugh. See, America, this is why you're going down the drain and why China's becoming the new superpower, okay? Because of shit like this. Get your act together, man. Now, as I mentioned before, these guys make music that is somewhat Christian-themed. However, unlike other bands that could be said to be doing the same thing, Immortal Guardian is pretty subtle about it. They don't rub their Christ cocks in your face trying to shove their faith down your throat. It's just a theme they like to draw upon. Really, the most overt they get is in The Great Escape, which is pretty explicitly about revelations. It's largely really tame and subdued, and their songs are mostly about personal stories and experiences and other such stuff. You know, boring stuff. Nah, I kid. Like so many other bands, these guys are all about the music. Yeah, that's a really redundant statement. Every metal band is in it for the music. I mean, why else would they be there? It's not as if they're there for the sex, drugs, and money. Nope, that self-serving frame of metal mind died out 20 years ago. Coinciding with my birth. Coincidence? And now, for the most painful and unfunny part of my show, the criticism. I'll make this quick. Now, it might just be the production, but there are certain bits of Immortal Guardian that I'm not big on. Now, I'd have to be a pretty big asshole to critique the production value in a couple of demos made by an upcoming band. They don't have top-of-the-line equipment, so I can't rag on their audio balancing or calibrations or anything like that. I don't really know. They gotta work with what they got. But besides, music ain't about fancy production. It's about fire and passion. It's all about the music you play and the emotions you convey. However, that said, I feel there is actually a divide between what emotions they're conveying and what they're playing. Generally, there are things that don't quite fit together in my opinion. Things that dampen the power of their shredding. For example, their clean vocals. Mr. McCool uses harsh vocals and clean vocals in roughly equal measure. I like the growls, but I don't really much like the straight, clean, easy breezy singing he does. Now, before I go further, I probably should mention that I'm kind of biased against really clean metal vocals anyway. To me, they just lack strength and personality. I prefer something with a little more grit and power. Like Joachim Broden, Ronnie James Dio, or Bromanda Hagen. But Immortal Guardian's clean vocals simply don't fit. They lack the right sort of energy for the music they're playing. The guitars are melodious and electrifying. The drums are quick and sharp. The clean vocals are flighty and weightless. Something more suited to acoustic pop, methinks. Also, I'm a little skeptical as to how well some of their lyrics mesh with the frantic, elaborate madness of shred guitar. See, shred guitar is lightning fast and invigorating, but some of their songs have really melancholy lyrics, and there's a bit of an emotional whiplash there. It might just be me, but I don't think it's possible to have somber shred guitar. Subject matter of that sort benefits from a much slower, more introspective rhythm. I'm pretty much nitpicking though. If it's not subjective, it's really small stuff. But you know, it's the big things you gotta pay attention to, and these guys have a big-ass big thing. Immortal Guardian shreds like a motherfucker, and they're only gonna get better. Within 3 years, these guys will be knee-deep in record deals and expensive European yachts. And I wanted to show these guys off in their formative years so they can get what little support I can give them. 'Tis the spirit of the season, after all. Speaking of, I want to see if this special is hitting all the right notes. 2 seconds. Okay, let me look at my Xmas checklist. Ripped off 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, we have done that. Open a present. We've done that too. Check. One more thing I'm supposed to do that I forgot to do that's supposed to happen in every hackneyed derivative Christmas special. Supposed to say that one disappointingly cliched line. Okay. Is there anyone who can tell me the true meaning of Christmas?
Sure, Charlie Brown. I can tell you what Christmas is all about. The glory of the Lord shone round about them, and they were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ.
No, kid, you're doing it wrong. Let me do it. Christmas is all about hanging with the homies and paying tribute to your filthy pagan gods. It is a time to reflect on your fire-forged friendships and how wondrous it is that you have them, and to, of course, give thanks for them in the only appropriate way, by sacrificing a dozen farm animals in honor of whatever heathenous devil god you choose to worship, and then bathing in their blood. The steam and visceral heat of the entrails serves as a reminder to be open and warm this season, to show unconditional goodwill and kindness towards your fellow man. And so, I feel a particularly warm and kind thing to do this season would be to listen to Immortal Guardian's music, pay them patronage, and spread the word of their rockin' tracks so that others may partake in their righteous good fun. Even if they're still a little rough around the edges in some very small areas, their sheer burning musicianship makes up for it. Don't you think they deserve a few more listeners/fans/eager uninhibited groupies? Come on, it's the right thing to do. 'Tis the spirit of the season. Do your part and immortalize the Immortal Guardian. You'll be glad you did. I'm Happy Viking, and you've just had your holiday dosage of heavy metal. Have a warm and festive Yule, and a Happy New Year. Rock on, you guys.